Hello. When we or our loved ones experience the problem of urinary incontinence, the question of choosing the right absorbent product arises. But how do we know that the product is suitable? What should we pay attention to when choosing such a product? Seni expert Piotr Romiński is with me to help us answer this question.
Hi! The first thing to pay attention to when choosing an absorbent product is the level of activity of the person we provide care for. Is he or she a mobile person or not? Is he or she able to somehow use the toilet or toilet aids, at least partially? Maybe get up a few steps and use the toilet chair, or use a urine pot?
So we have different products for mobile people and different ones for people in lying position, such as our friend Adam.
Yes, our Adam is a lying person, and we would firstly suggest adult diapers for him.
Well, good. We have patient mobility. What is next?
The second very important element of selection is choosing adequate absorption. Absorption is primarily related to how much fluid the patient drinks, because the more we drink, the more we will excrete, because the daily electrolyte balance in our body should be 0. Therefore, if we drink a lot, we excrete a lot. If we drink little, we excrete less.
Over the course of a day, when we change absorbent products more often, we need less absorbency. And at night, when we want our patient to sleep all night, and we also do not want to get up to change the products, we need higher absorbency.
Exactly. We want the patient to sleep peacefully, that is, to have dignity, to sleep peacefully all night without having to change clothes.
We have different levels of absorbency. In case of adult diapers, how many levels do we have?
In case of adult diapers, we have as many as 4 absorbency levels. If we look at the packaging, each package has the levels shown there in a table. Vertical lines mean different levels of absorbency, and here we have our adult diaper group, which we are talking about at the moment, meaning Super Seni, Super Seni Plus, Super Seni Trio, and Super Seni Quattro, where each level of absorbency is marked with a different color. And here, for example, the highest absorbency level, Quattro, is shown in purple.
Depending on what absorbency we need, we can choose from these 4: Super Seni, Super Seni Plus, Super Seni Trio, and Super Seni Quattro. Good. What else?
First and foremost, we want the product not to leak, so it must be well fitted to the body, just like my pants.
It has to adhere properly, because if it is too large and does not adhere, there may be leaks from the back or the front.
The next thing is the size, and it is best to adjust it using ordinary measure. We measure the patient in the hip and waist area and look for the right size. Again, you will find this information on each package. For example, in this case, we need the medium size, and it is from 75 to 110 centimeters. It is best if 2 sizes fall into this range, but in certain situations, there may be only 1. And then we look at this larger range and see which of the larger ranges suits us for this suggested circumference.
Good. So we have mobility. We have absorbency and size. What else is important? What should we pay attention to? What would tell us that the product is of high quality?
If we choose the product well, taking into account these 3 elements, now it is worth paying attention to what qualitative features, what comfort does using this product provide. In the case of our products, we have a feature called breathability, and I would like to start by telling something about it. This is marked with the word air, or breathability. And now, to clarify, I would like to suggest starting with a small test. I have 2 gloves prepared for you.
That means I will be able to feel how it works.
That's right. One glove is made of this vapor-permeable laminate, where we have micropores and it allows sweat, excess heat to be evaporated outside. And here I have a traditional foil glove.
You don't have gloves like these at home, but you can use, for example, a plastic bag. And also check how a person using non-breathable products feels.
Yes, vapor permeability helps maintain proper body temperature. In fact, we sweat to maintain a body temperature of 36.6 centigrade. In case of a plastic glove like this one, it could actually result in body overheating and some chafes.
Sure, keeping in mind that the patient stays in such a product 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, maintaining proper thermal regulation and proper skin care is particularly important. What else is important in such products?
I would like you to focus on what I'm holding in my hand. It is the extra dry system, that is, a system for additional dryness. This is a special distribution system that helps you make the most of your absorbent core in the product. Of course, it is located on the inner side of the product. And let's remember that the urethra in women ends more or less in this area. In men, it depends on penile position, but urine is always excreted in a single place.
Meaning, if we do not have such an additional distribution system, there is a risk that the liquid will stay in one place, and feeling of moisture will appear very soon, with the need to change the product.
Exactly. The wetness indicator is a feature associated with this appropriate liquid distribution. Please have a look. You can see 2 yellow stripes that go through the entire length of the product. I have a product prepared here, without packaging. And please look, we have yellow stripes such as these along the entire length. And now, thanks to the EDS system, moisture will be well distributed. But thanks to this system, you will also know when to change the product.
But how do these stripes show us this?
Here's how it works. I often pay attention to the fact that urinary incontinence products are disposable, meaning when they are dirty, they need to be changed and simply discarded. However, this is not the case for one-time incontinence.
So you are saying that they will be enough for one urine excretion, the second one,
or a third or a fourth one, depending on how much will be excreted at that time. For example, if a length of about 3 or 4 fingers is blurred after a single urine excretion, there is no need to change. Exception, fecal incontinence, when of course you must change the product immediately. But in case of urinary incontinence, we can wait until about 80% blur of this wetness indicator.
On one hand, this solution is very economical because we replace the product when it is needed. And it is also ecological because the less products we use, the better for the environment.
Exactly.
Piotr, I would love to take off these gloves, especially the blue one. My hand was sweating a lot.
May I check? Okay, it really got sweaty.
The second one is definitely drier. The difference is really noticeable, and from now on, I will choose products that are breathable. Well, good. Let's summarize what has been said. Traditional adult diapers will be a perfect solution for people with urinary incontinence and lying position. These are products that are fully covered with a breathable laminate, thanks to which the skin remains safe. The moisture is drained from the skin outside the product. In addition, these products have a special EDS distribution layer, which will perfectly distribute moisture throughout the entire surface of the product. Thanks to this, we use the absorbency we paid for. In addition, the product has a wetness indicator that indicates the need to change the product. It is a perfect solution both for the patient, because we change the product exactly when it is needed, but also for the caregiver, because the product is not changed too often, and of course, not too rarely. Super Seni products are available in a full range of sizes, from XS to XXL. Available in 4 levels of absorbency: Super Seni Plus, Super Seni Trio, and Super Seni Quattro. Thanks to this, regardless of the intensity of the problem or the size you are, we can find products for anyone. These products are widely available. You can find them in pharmacies, medical shops, and online shops. Well, good. What else is very important about these products? Why should we choose these products?
The product must be comfortable for our patient. We talked about skin comfort and breathability, but the elastic element is also very important. Please have a look. Here we have a special system for elastic combi tape fasteners. We have a special flexibility system that allows excellent fit of this product. It does not compress the patient, but still allows to adhere closely to the body, because the closer such a product adheres to the body, the lower the risk of leakage.
Indeed. These elastic combi tapes stretch very well, but they still return to the same place.
Exactly. We have an elastic waistband in the front part, which also closes the product very well, and it is very convenient for the patient. And now I will even turn our patient on his back to show you that you also have such an elastic element in the back, ensuring protection against leaks on the back.
So on one hand, the product adapts perfectly to the body, even when you change position. And on the other hand, it protects you perfectly against any leakage.
Exactly.
Are these all elastic elements in this product?
Additional elastic elements are still inside, and there are leg cuffs, which will also be visible on this packaging. But before talking about these standing gathers, I would like to focus on this Flexi 360-degree system that I described. Here is the back of the packaging, and here it is explained very nicely. You can also look at it again at home and analyze how it works. When it comes to these side gathers on the open product, it is visible that they are flat. They cannot be seen, but when fitted on the patient, please have a look. They nicely protect against leaks in this part of the crotch, and they are folded out just outside. So imagine the patient's body that adheres here and then enters the crotch very nicely. And these critical points, where side leaks can occur before the liquid is absorbed, they actually effectively protect against leaks.
Meaning they perfectly fit the anatomy and prevent any side leakage. Well, when facing the issue of urinary incontinence, unpleasant urine smell becomes a big problem. How can you deal with this unpleasant smell? Do the products contain any element that prevents this smell?
They have, and here it is. It is the powder.
Sugar?
No, it's not. It's very similar to sugar, but it's super absorbent. This is a very important element of product construction because it turns into gel and gives the patient a feeling of dryness.
So it super absorbs, right?
It super absorbs liquid, moisture, but also absorbs the unpleasant smell of urine. Odor stop function means that the smell of ammonia that can be present in the apartment or in a public place if a person is active and walks, then in fact, odor stop neutralizes the unpleasant smell, blocks it, thanks to which we have this freshness.
This is very important for persons suffering from urinary incontinence, but also equally important for people living or spending time with them. You stay in these products 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What about skin safety?
Exactly. The vapor permeability provides skin safety, as we said at the very beginning, in addition to these elastic elements, because they cannot be made of latex. Latex, as a natural organic material, is one of the greatest allergens. However, all the flexible elements of the so-called artificial origin, the elastomer group, they make our skin protected against any allergic reactions. So both the flexible elements in this part and the standing gathers, which also have this band here, they also have this elastic element, or even our waistband here. None of these elements are made of latex, meaning we really provide high safety of use.
Okay, let's sum up what has been said. Today we talk about Super Seni incontinence products. These are the products intended for people in lying position. Thanks to full breathability, they ensure perfect skin safety. In addition, the lack of latex elements means that you do not have to worry about whether the person you look after is allergic to latex or not. Everyone can safely use these products. In addition, these products have a special EDS distribution layer, which will perfectly distribute moisture throughout the entire surface of the product. Thanks to this, we use the absorbency we paid for. In addition, the product has a wetness indicator that indicates the need to replace the product. It is a perfect solution both for the patient, because we change the product exactly when it is needed, but also for the caregiver, because the product is not changed too often, and of course, not too rarely. Super Seni products are available in a full range of sizes, from XS to XXL. Available in 4 levels of absorbency: Super Seni, Super Seni Plus, Super Seni Trio, and Super Seni Quattro. Thanks to this, regardless of the intensity of the problem, the size you have, we can find products for ourselves. These products are available in pharmacies, medical shops, and online shops. Today, we have checked the quality of Seni products for you. We showed what elements to look out for. After personally checking it today, we'd like to encourage you to consciously verify the protection offered by Seni on your own.
We check it every day. Dermatological test results also confirm this. Let's trust the proven protection offered by Seni.
See you
See
later.
you later.